Hey guys, my hair is not brushed yet, so please disregard that. I have no idea what's going on with this piece of hair. It won't fix itself. So yesterday I stopped filming pretty early because I was just working on my essay all day and it got pretty repetitive, so it was just me typing like the entire night. So yeah, I'm done with my essay. I'm just making edits. It doesn't sound very good, so I'm trying to make it sound better. This is my outfit for today. I'm just wearing this basic white tank with these sweats, and I'm gonna put a cardigan or something on top of this, but I can't decide which one to use, so that's what I'm doing right now. We have a lot of options, but I don't know what would go with like the style of this outfit. So like I could go with like this nice sherpa on top. I could use this button-up cardigan. I'm just really not sure. I also have this open weave cardigan. Yeah, I don't know, I'm very conflicted. Okay, I think we're going with none of the above. I think I'm gonna go with this raincoat type of thing. It's super light, but I'm gonna be wearing my winter jacket on top, so it should be fine. I don't really know if this even goes with this, but I didn't really like any of other options, so this is what we're going with. So now I need to do my hair and accessorize, and then I'm going to be leaving for my stats lab. During lab, I need to ask my instructor about a homework problem that I'm stuck on, so I'm not excited for that, but he was super helpful last time, so I'm hoping for the same thing this time. Okay, this is the final look. I added this necklace and these earrings and an anklet. I literally brushed my hair like a million times and this is still sticking out, so I don't know what to do about that. I don't have any hairspray or hair gel here, so that's just gonna have to stay like that for today. I am running a bit late, so I'm going to pack my bag and then head to class. I'm going to be discussing all of the books that I read over the months of February and March. So I'll be going through a brief synopsis for each book, what I rated each book on a scale of 5 stars, and who I would recommend each of these books to. Also, please ignore my hair. All of my baby hairs are standing up right now, and I knew that I shouldn't have washed my hair last night because I usually only wash it when it's flat, and yesterday it wasn't flat for some reason, even though it had been a few days since I washed it. But I decided to wash it anyway, and now all my baby hairs are sticking up, so let's just ignore that. And just to give you all a brief recap of how my reading has looked over these past few months, Compared to January when I read 9 books, over these past few months I have only read 5 books, so definitely not as much as I was reading towards the beginning of the year. And this is for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, I want reading to be a fun hobby for me and not another source of stress. So I only read when I'm in the mood to read, and this doesn't happen every day for me. Secondly, I have been extremely busy with school and my other interests. Once February started, things have gotten really busy for me in a good way, and that's just how my life has been ever since. Anyway, in my last reading recap video, I went into a lot of detail about the number of pages I read and my average rating for the month, but for this video, I actually read quite a few things on Webtoon, and I'm not sure how to incorporate that into my Storygraph stats, so I won't be including that in this video. As always, my Storygraph is linked in the description, and other than that, let's just get into all of the books I read. The first book I read is The Mysterious Benedict Society and the Perilous Journey, which is the second book in the Mysterious Benedict Society series. I read the first one in January, so definitely check out my January recap video to see all of my thoughts on that one, but overall, I liked the second book a lot, but I just didn't think it was as good as the first book. So in this book, the 4 kids from the first book are now on a mission to save Mr. Benedict, who has been kidnapped. The issue is that nobody knows where Mr. Benedict has been taken, so Sticky, Constance, Rennie, and Kate all have to put together a bunch of clues that were left behind. And this was very similar to how in the first book, all of the kids had to take a bunch of tests. I rated this book 4 stars, and there wasn't really anything that I straight up hated about this, but I feel like the dark academia vibes were just a lot stronger in the first book, if that makes any sense. I love intellectual mysteries like this, so I loved getting to see how the kids put together all of the clues, but I just wasn't as into it as I was during the first book, and I really don't know how to be more specific than that. Overall though, this was still really, really good, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who loves dark academia and middle grade and mystery and things like that. The next book I read was on Webtoon, and it is Lore Olympus. When I tell you I'm obsessed with Lore Olympus, I am not exaggerating in the slightest. So Lore Olympus is a Hades and Persephone retelling, and I love Greek mythology retellings and fairy tale retellings and anything like that. So right from the premise, I was hooked. It's on Webtoon, so it's a digital graphic novel, and I absolutely loved the format, and I loved the illustration style too. The author is definitely very talented, and I'm so excited for her upcoming work. But anyway, Lore Olympus puts a modern twist on Hades and Persephone's story, and Persephone is the goddess of spring, and in this retelling she is characterized as a young, innocent, very sheltered goddess, and this is mostly because of her mother Demeter, who has kept her hidden away for the majority of her life, basically until she became an adult. And then we have Hades, who is the god of the underworld, and he is characterized as this classic CEO type that we see a lot in fiction, so very dark and brooding, but with a hidden soft side. So Hades sees Persephone at this party, and he is instantly obsessed with her, and from there Persephone's entire life changes, and she begins an internship in the underworld, which means they get to see each other a lot. And this was such a slow burn romance, which I love, and it's still an ongoing story, so I'm very excited to see all of the new updates that are coming out pretty soon. But I finished the 2 main seasons that are already out, and I gave it 5 stars. Simply amazing, and I loved how topics like mental health and sexual assault are handled. I also am obsessed with all of Hades' dogs, and the fact that Persephone is really into stationery like I am, and she bullet journals and stuff like that, so they all have very, very unique personalities, and I didn't feel like the author was just putting together these bland characters that are very, very similar to the original Greek myths. I think the conflicts in the story are also very well fleshed out, and you really get to see the long-term effects of things, which I really like. I don't like it when conflicts get resolved in a story and then it seems like the characters never think about them again. Like, once it's over, they're just like, okay, I guess that's done, and then they move on to whatever else is happening. So I definitely prefer it when you can see the effect that each conflict has on each character. Lore Olympus counts as 4 books on Storygraph, I believe, so that's what I'll be counting it as in this video too. But that is pretty much all I read, so technically speaking, I guess I only read 2 things, but I'm about to be done with my sophomore year of college soon, and then I have over a month and a half to relax before I start my job, so I'm just going going to be relaxing and reading a lot, so please leave book recommendations in the comments for me and I might read them if I have not read them already. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching and I will see you next week.